that's it for the good OCs. So we're gonna move on to bad OCs now. Starting back off with me. The OC that I am bringing on this week is Thorn Rose. Thorn Rose is a half dragon pony thing, half Pegasus, or half dragon, half Pegasus. Thorn Rose loves gems, helping others, and adventures. Dislikes needles and ponies hurting each other. And their talent is drawing art, and they have a few abilities. The ability to travel between different dimensions, and the ability to switch from looking like a Pegasus to being in a dragon form. So there's a little story. As a child, he was abandoned, and nobody cared for him, and he had no place to call home. But when he turned 10, he got bored and saw a stick, grabbed it, and doodled on the ground. And that inspired him to draw with the stick until he got his cutie mark. And that is the information we have on this OC.
I feel like I can... Okay, before you do anything meta, I feel like I can sum this up in likes gems, helping others in adventures. That's fine. That's fine. That's typical what a part dragon, part pony thing would probably be.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. That's how I felt when I was first reading
gems
that.
And adventures, because, dragons and stuff.
Yeah, and Pegasi, we give them, prescribe this sort of, adventurous, rough attitude and nature to them.
Rough and tumble.
Even though one of the Pegasi in the main six is Fluttershy, but that's beside the point.
Dislikes needles, yeah, who doesn't? Cliche. Ponies hurting others, okay, I'm not exactly sure why
maybe it'll be explained.
Yeah. Talent drawing art. Well, that had nothing to do with anything prior, but, maybe it can ability to travel over different dimensions.
Picasso also knew how to cook, so...
And then I said different dimensions, and you, died.
Different dimensions. Okay, honestly, the world of My Little Pony very severely downplays dragons, because if this were most other settings dragons are actually in, that would be commonplace or something. Dragons in MLP cannot do that. I don't even need to look into anything to know absolute fact they can't.
Actually do that?
Certain things, yeah. There are a lot of different kinds of dragons.
I mean, that's true.
And sometimes they are that powerful.
I guess, yeah. When you get into very crazy eldritch dragons that are ancient people things and stuff.
This seems like it would be a dragon outside of the My Little Pony thing, but unfortunately, this is within the My Little Pony world, so everything that we have to go off should only go off of those things if it's a thing that actually exists in that world. Otherwise, it should be specified it's a different kind of thing.
Yes, I very much agree with that specific statement you just made, because I was just thinking about saying the same thing.
And then the backstory is...
God, the backstory.
The only thing that I don't find redeemable is the backstory.
I don't think...
Yeah, I don't like... Mm-mm.
I don't know, those abilities are pretty iffy.
Well,
the abilities are actual dragon abilities, though, just not My Little Pony dragons, because My Little Pony dragons are weak as hell.
At least as far as we know.
He's not even a full dragon, though. That's the issue.
That is a very good point.
Yeah.
He is a half dragon, at most.
He is a half dragon, exactly. Actually, no, he's half dragon pony and half Pegasus, so he's only
a quarter
dragon? Wait.
That's another
wait a minute. He's a hybrid of a hybrid and a regular species.
That's one thing I wasn't sure.
I'm not
unsure. I'm not sure if they meant that he was actually half dragon pony and half Pegasus, or half dragon and half Pegasus.
That gives more context to the switching between Pegasus look and dragon. Wait.
Yes, yeah.
No, never mind. That would make
makes
sense.
less sense.
No, it would make more sense. It would make more sense if it was switching between a Pegasus form into a dragon form. Unfortunately, it's worded as switching between a Pegasus form and a dragon pony form.
Yeah, I just don't even... There's a lot to say about the aesthetics too. I'm not sure what I should start with. Should I start with the hair or the cutie mark?
Can I just say?
I feel like there's probably not much to say about the cutie mark, honestly.
Except for that it hurts me violently.
Here's my first thing I'm going to say about the cutie mark. 1, what is it?
And
2, why? 3.
Why?
Why? 4, like, what were you thinking? Like, have you ever watched My Little Pony? Like, I don't mean to be rude, but like, seriously, like, I can't even distinguish what
alternate dimensions
going for. Is that like what the alternate dimensions look like? Like
traveling between alternate dimensions. That's like textbook traveling to an alternate dimension.
Your talent is doing art.
That doesn't make sense.
Not saying it's bad. It's artistically interesting, but it's not.
I don't even.
Yeah.
It's not a cutie mark.
It's not a good cutie mark.
Like if that was an artistic thing, I'd just be like, oh yeah, cool.
I'd be like, oh hey, MC Escher. I thought he was dead.
Yeah, we'll leave that at that because I mean we could go on forever. The hair. I don't know. You took this super spiky anime hair, and then you made it like really like. I don't know. It's I guess the colors aren't like they don't seem too saturated.
The colors aren't terrible.
They're not bad, but they don't fit well together that well, really, and they don't really make sense. And it's
I feel like the blue would be really good with the gray. I don't know if the red would be.
The red is definitely. Yeah, it just feels...
The red is definitely the odd one out in this case.
Yeah. Like, if the hair... I mean, I still would honestly recommend changing, if you're going to actually do anything with this character, recommend changing the style as well. But, like, it would at least be better if it was more the blue. But I don't even know.
I mean, you can have uncontrolled hair, because, part dragon pony and part Pegasus. Yeah, that just screams uncontrollable hair, but it not this.
Anything but this, please.
A messy mane can work. Messy manes work a lot of times. There are a lot of different examples of messy manes in the show. Maybe not anime.
Why 2 different colored eyes?
I was just about to point out, heterochromia.
I mean, we haven't seen one in a very long time.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
A heterochromia dragon with hair, spikes, a bow tie, and a shitty body.
And the kitty claw scratches.
Yeah. Are those just scratches? If so, why? Not what are they? I think that is about all we can handle for this OC. So we're gonna have to move on to the next one. I don't even know what to say for final words. Like. I think that what we have said says it all. Medi, go.
This is Kitty Whiskers. Kitty Whiskers is
Kit Whiskers?
Is it Kit Whiskers?
Yeah.
It's Kit Whiskers.
Okay, Kit Whiskers. She's a cat pony. She likes cats, bacon, pretty much all meats, rolling in the grass, Minecraft, Michael Jackson, and iPhones.
I'm sorry, but I have to interrupt.
Dislikes Brussels sprouts, anti-bronies, Call of Duty, cleaning her room. And she's meh on religion, dressing, or dresses, and hoof polish and makeup.
There's one I like the dislike in Call of Duty. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm smelling a pony sona.
So is this supposed to be in Equestria, or is this supposed to be in the real world? Because boy,
she is a Fleequestrian, a crossbreed who lives in Wisconsin of Equestria. So, in Equestria, she is skilled in magic and has a silly, fun-loving personality. And if she had a job, it would be taking care of animals. That's about it for her character. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be this person's pony sona, but
this reeks of pony sona.
It makes me hurt inside.
Like,
for one,
like seriously.
why would anti-bronies, let alone bronies, be in Equestria? Also, I don't think Minecraft, Michael Jackson, or iPhones are in the land of Equestria.
Or Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
And definitely not Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Am I right,
Seriously.
guys? Am I right, guys?
Hey! When you're building a pony sona, I mean, you don't have to, but if you want it, like, an actually, like, well-done pony sona, usually you still want it to, like, work in the pony universe. Be you in the pony universe. Yes, there are different types of pony sonas and stuff like that, but usually, especially if you're going to submit it to our show.
Yeah, because that's the basis on what we do things on.
We
go off
on
the show, so...
Yeah, and if your character isn't a character and you're meaning them to be an icon more than a character, then they don't belong on this show, and you shouldn't have submitted it.
So we're gonna judge it like how we expect it.
The colors, besides the red, are actually pretty...
Yeah,
and the blue.
besides the red. The blue is also a bit saturated.
The blue is... I look at it and instantly the color that comes to my mind is, oh, hey, look, that's the basic blue that I used to do when I freaking, all that time way long ago when XP was still around. When I just opened paint and went to blue, it was that one. Oh man, was it saturated. Oh man, is that saturated.
Yeah, oh man.
Does it hurt my eyes on nearly a blank background with only yellow?
And boy, that yellow the same. And man... that red the same.
The yellow is surprisingly better than the blue and the red.
Well, that's because yellow is surprisingly better than blue and red.
Yellow is usually one of the hardest to get in terms of saturation values.
Yellow is the best color.
I'm pretty sure that one's also the same saturation yellow. It
These
just
all
looks
feel like-
different in comparison.
These all feel like
Because
the
it's also
base paint
outlined by
colors.
an orange that isn't all that bad. But I
Yeah.
feel like it's probably saturated as well. Though, the regular colors that aren't the super saturated basic colors are actually pretty good, like the browns, and the pink is okay, I guess. Or
Pink's a bit too
I
much.
don't like
Yeah.
pink. I mean, like, I understand it's supposed to be part cat, but I just don't want that
I
with
would-
my ponies. And I
The
feel
orange
like,
of the coat is okay-ish. The
I like
outline
that.
I'm sort
I
of
can
yeah,
deal
thinking
with
it
about.
was the whole coat.
Yeah.
Why didn't they make it just like the whole thing orange? You could keep the little fuzz that says, oh hey, this is where the head is a cat, but let's make the whole thing orange, it would look fine. It'd look
The
pretty
whiskers
cute.
and the pink nose should distinguish cat. The cutie mark, I don't understand. You love animals, yet you want to set paws on fire.
Yeah, why? Yeah, I find it interesting how like the head is pretty much a cat, and then it's a unicorn.
I like that. I'm saying if the whole thing was orange, it would look just fine. It would actually look pretty cute, honestly.
Look into either deciding if you want to use this as an icon for yourself in our world for like the pony theme stuff, or if you want to make a character, because they're two distinct different things there.
Still be a pony soda, but yeah. So guess that's it with that OC. Time to move on to Smooth's OC. What are you bringing for this week, Smooth?
I brought on Abdonis. She is a unicorn and changeling. Her mother was a queen of a land, not Chrysalis, a different queen. But when Abdonis was born, she was disappointed that her daughter was half-blooded, even though her father was a unicorn, so not all the time are the children half-blooded?
How
Question
dare
mark?
you be a unicorn when I married...
When I specifically married and had a child with a
No,
unicorn.
not married. You're assuming that.
Oh, that's
They're not
true.
together. They're way not together. Because she was
when I
very
got together
disappointed in her child being, related to both of them. And therefore being a hybrid instantaneously makes her infertile, which actually is a real thing in our universe.
Yeah,
like ligers and stuff like that. Yeah, they're infertile.
Yeah, or like if you...
Mules,
like,
infertile.
Yeah.
The queen then decided to leave Abdonis with Adonis's father, the unicorn. She isn't as good at shape-shifting, hiding herself, so she was bullied and called weird by others because, she was very different, very plainly different.
I immediately assumed you were going to say that she got bullied when you brought up that she couldn't change herself.
Yep.
I was just like, she couldn't change herself that well, so she got bullied. And then,
Yep.
And then she got bullied.
She looks different
man.
because she was different and couldn't make herself not look different, even though she has the ability to change herself into a male, which I would assume is not as innate as a changeling ability as making yourself look like someone else, but okay. So she hated all of the people who were bullying her, so she just decided to start hating ponies completely.
Curse this wretched world.
And especially Pegasi and Earth ponies, because they didn't have magic like her.
What?
And she needed to feel superior to them, because she felt bad about herself.
Got that inferiority complex.
Yep. But she got her cutie mark when she realized that she wanted revenge over the bullies, but didn't know how. So she tried to understand them. Why would they do that? What was the reason? So she tried to psychology and decided to psychology the bullies and freaking figure out, just by talking to them and asking them questions, figuring out like what made them do these things. And she decided not only help them, but also make them better ponies by telling them they didn't need to act like this just to be respected, or whatever the reason being. So I guess I said something not completely correctly. She does have a pony form because it's in her DNA, and it's just the basics of the changeling art, and she can't really change into others, I guess.
Okay. She has some generic aspects to her, such as the everyone is different so everyone gets bullied.
Yeah, even though she apparently had a way of remedying it.
Yeah. And then you have the cast out of her society, so she's forced into pony society. That's generic for just about any non-pony species, it seems.
Yeah. Welcome to hybrids.
Yeah.
We'll probably deal with it a lot next episode, too. I hope not. So, going on to looks, then. Generally, I kind of like it. I don't think I like how the coat color and the mane color meld together.
I do.
Why 4? Explain.
Because the changeling, what is it? Dark gray, black, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, but it isn't the regular changeling gray, though, is the thing.
Well, I mean, that's in this specific drawing.
That's what reminds me of cheese.
It's more of like a gray-brown.
Yeah,
I don't know. It seems to work. For some reason, the yellow goes with the changeling color to me. I don't know if she's meant to be lighter or not.
It feels like a pretty good mix, or a decent enough mix between like a pony and like changeling kind of thing. Because
yeah, it'd definitely be difficult because though their physiology looks the same somewhat, in general, the specifics make things very, very difficult to make a balance between.
One thing I'm just gonna say is maybe it's just because maybe her head is just angled down really like a ton, but that horn angle though.
Yeah, that horn angle.
Like it's like pointed down. Like
that's like when she looks at people like you.
she's always pointing.
I really, really, really like the orange though. Like, can I just say? It's easily my favorite color on this entire thing. That orange is so good.
I honestly like all the colors here.
Yeah.
All the colors are pretty good in general, but man, that orange is like so perfect to me.
Are you talking like the wings orange?
Like all of it orange.
Like
all of it orange is just so good.
The orange is pretty good.
The cutie mark is the orange lightning bolt splitting the heart in half, representing her talent to see through the hearts of others. I can get it. I'm not feeling it, I guess.
Like, I get where you're coming from, but I just disagree. It just doesn't make it. I just don't understand.
It feels like a stretch.
I pick up what you're putting down, but man, it's heavy.
Maybe like a magnifying glass, and in the magnifying glass a heart, because she's peering into and like zoning in on their hearts and their like feelings and stuff.
Maybe. There are a few things that I'm kind of about, but overall I think it's pretty good part 2.
Improvable.
Yeah, improvable. Like all characters are technically improvable.
This one's much closer to being ready.
So that wraps up Smooth Bad OC. So now we're moving on to Soren, last OC of the episode.
So this is Relic, the dragon and pony. He is 2,000 years old. But
He? Okay.
It's a very feminine he. But Cutie Mark is a gray tablet with very faint unknown scriptures on it. And it's Japanese.
I was gonna say.
It means friendship. Personality: kind, sweet, easygoing, laid back, lazy, headstrong, independent, and wise. Resides in a place called the Nevermore Forest. I thought that was a pretty good play on words, because it's frozen in time, but apparently it overlaps most of the Everfree Forest.
Most?
It's kind of hard.
It says it overlaps most of the Everfree Forest, but it's frozen in time.
It's kind of hard to explain, but the forest.
Yeah, it is.
The forest is hidden away magically, so no one is able to notice that it is actually there. They're only seeing the Everfree, so I'm assuming it's in a different dimension. Maybe that one guy can come visit him. And
I mean, they are both part dragons.
Yeah.
The only way to get to the Nevermore is by a secret passageway. Relic is a kind-hearted dragon pony who lives alongside the animals. I don't know what animals. The animals in utter harmony. As he was growing up, he wondered what the world was outside his home, and continues to find ways of getting out. Or, I guess he's searching. He's like, I want to get out of here. But he's like, there's got to be an answer to these chains. Okay, so that's why the mother thing was important, because apparently his mom is the chain, and that wasn't really
sealed within one.
But so he sometimes doubts if there's others like him or anyone at all. But all that changed when he was still young. He was on top of a tree, and he saw a sonic rain boom. And he got knocked into a ditch, and there was a bunch of books and shit down there for some reason. The books had strange languages, and he was just able to understand it, so he got his cutie mark. That's not really I wouldn't say that's a special talent. I'd say that's just more of an innate.
Yeah, that's just an innate thing you can
apparently do.
That talent implies that maybe he could decipher it and like read it to others and make it make sense, and he'd be like a translator of that language.
Nah, he just understood it, bro. Dude, bro.
That doesn't make any sense. Understanding isn't a destiny. Understanding your destiny is how you get your cutie mark, though.
He knows there's ponies out there, and he believes that one day one of them, or at least an animal, will attract a pony here to him and finally set him free. The end.
Why is his mother in the chain?
And his dark powers are sealed within the second chain. That's the thing that didn't get mentioned.
I understand, like, you want to go for something like, oh, I'm wearing, like, the burdens of my mother and my dark powers on my legs, but it's like, it just looks like a unique...
But it's like, what?
But why? And then why is there frozen time? And why is there anything going on in this world? We don't know why.
The aesthetics actually really aren't that bad, besides, like, the reds. Maybe the colors, but I mean, it's sort of dragon-like, so...
I can see it. Maybe make the reds not as so close
like
together.
A demon.
Yeah, tone it back.
It looks more like a demon than a dragon.
Maybe it should be a demon
I can
pony,
see it.
Because he has dark powers.
I can see.
I mean, I appreciate...
When making demons or dragons into a certain other form that's not either of them, because demons and dragons have very, very different forms generally from each other. But when you
Yeah.
make those into a different form that's neither of those forms, they have a lot of similar characteristics, like the horns and bat-like wings, generally.
It looks really good, like it's really well done, but there's nothing wrong with the main style, I wouldn't say, but the colors and the colors
Too
are
close
fine.
together.
The cutie
Yeah,
mark
no,
is
yeah.
the generic weeaboo cutie mark.
hmm And the chain thing, it isn't explained well. If it was explained well, I'd be like, yeah, but no.
If the chain thing was
I like-
explained at all.
I like the eye color.
Yeah, the eye color's fine. And like the red they use here isn't that bad.
Maybe
Oh,
for
yeah.
the cutie mark, more of a... Maybe a
less
book.
Japanese characters.
Yeah, just a book with no text inside of it or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. For the talent, like, I could at least kind of understand if it had any impact at all on this story in the slightest, but it has nothing. It's just there. It doesn't tie it. It doesn't help him understand anything about his chains or his story. It doesn't do anything for him. He just found some books, and suddenly he understands these languages that are apparently Japanese, but not, like, specifically said, but implied by the cutie mark. Okay, so that wraps up all the OCs for this week. So now it's time for voting?
Voting.
That's the next
Voting.
thing? Voting. So, going back in, like show order and the order we represented, for good OCs, I brought on Shell Shocker by Turtle Fox 214. Medi brought on Spray Can by Sapphire Canvas. Smooth brought on Princess Scorpio by Twisted Twisty. And Soren brought on Zehi by Shadow Web 101. So I guess I'm gonna go first, and my vote is in a heartbeat gonna go to Spray Can because I really like Spray Can.
Yeah. I like Shell Shocker the most out of them.
Oh, I see how it is. Get a room.
What?
I'm gonna give mine to Spray Can.
Yeah.
And Soren?
I'm totally not doing this because I feel like Caesar and I want to listen to a rock paper scissors match, but I'm giving it to Shell Shocker.
Oh damn.
Oh man.
But yeah, so we're gonna settle this with game of rock paper scissors. On shoot or whatever. Rock paper scissors shoot. What'd you get?
Scissors.
Okay, I got rock.
Fucking shut up. You're lying.
No, I'm actually not, nerd. Oh snap.
Alright, so I guess Commander wins. Good OC.
Woot woot. So then, going down for bad OCs, I brought Thorn Rose by Silver Golem 62 Crafter. Medi brought on Kit by Kit Pony. Smooth brought on Abdonis by Abdonis. And Soren brought on Relic by Sakura Fly 101. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Kit because at least Relic had like somewhat decent aesthetics, like in some kind of a story and something that at least made sense and was consistent. Kit was just I didn't like it. No.
Thorn Rose.
I'm gonna give my vote to Kit.
Well, that's interesting because I'm giving mine to Thorn Rose.
Well,
So yeah, just like on every
Okay.
other show, we settle all of our ties with rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, you ready for this, Smooth?
yep, I am. Let's do this.
Okay.
Rock,
All right.
paper, I did it.
Oh God!
Yeah, you know, Smooth, the guy who brought in Kit.
Wait. Oh yeah, Kit. Yeah, Kit. Wait. Oh shit! Wow.
You know, the one you
Derp.
voted for.
Derp. Derp.
Fucking Christ, Smooth. Sorry,
Okay.
Commander.
So, Medi, are you ready to do this
God damn
again?
it. No, I'm not ready.
Okay, sweet.
Alright, let's do this.
Okay.
What did you get?
Okay. Paper.
I got scissors.
Okay, you won this one. You win this round, nerd.
Fuck you.
Moving on out of that, then, hey, Betty. Hey, Betty. Is there something that, you could, want to tell people in case they want to submit any questions, OCs, or fan art, or other things along those lines to us, by chance?
At eurocsucks.deviantart.com. Eurocsucks at twitter.com. Eurocsuckspodcast at gmail.com. And Eurocsuckspodcast at Eurocsuckspodcast.tumblr.com.
Okay, so that wraps up this episode. We got one more left in that species block, and then we finally get to move on. So if you have any species that is not a normal pony species that we haven't covered in any of these, you have like a couple days to send it in if you haven't already. I think that about wraps up this whole episode. It's been an interesting, fun time. Fun is a relative term, but it is about time for us all to be heading to bed. I think about now. So, my name is Commander Sparkle. I've been your host and not show manager for this week. I've been joined by
Betty Bobo.
Smooth sailing.
Soren on spy.
And remember, your OC sucks.